Hi, this is Liz with wormbincomposting.com and Big Tex Worms. Today we're going to talk about how to know when it's time to harvest your worm castings. This is a worm factory multi-tiered system. It'll be great to show you the different stages and when it's time to harvest your castings. Whether you use a Rubbermaid tote type worm bin or one of these or a wood worm bin, the castings will look the same during different stages, and so you'll be able to see today when it's time to harvest. This top tray is the most recently fed tray, so it's got the real coarse materials, so that's a no-brainer. We know it's not time to harvest that tray. This tray is where some people think that it's time to harvest because it's mostly castings, but you still got a lot of uncomposted material in here. So there's still a lot of what I call debris in here. So the worms still need to work on this tray for at least another 2 to 3 weeks. And whenever I go through about once a month, I turn the bins. I agitate the bed so that it doesn't get anaerobic, and it just kind of makes the worms work a little extra hard. Okay, so now we'll move down to our third tray. This one's been working for about 2 months, and you can see that they really are congregated in this one area over here for some reason. I think I put a mango in there on the second tray and they must have just got the juices, so quite a bit of worms in here. This one still down here has quite a bit of time left on it. I'm going to give it another 2 weeks, but it's almost ready to harvest. As you can see, the castings are pretty well defined, look like coffee grounds, but there still is quite a bit of uncomposted materials in there. So we're just going to give it a little bit more time, but it's almost ready. So there's an avocado with a hole there that started to sprout. If I wouldn't have pulled that sprout out, I could have planted it. But as you can see, the worms still hang out in the bottom tray. Even though most of this is composted, they're still hanging out down there. So worms are stupid. They don't know to move up when all the food's gone. So let's pretend that this was completely finished. And if it was completely finished, all I would do is simply take this tray out. And I've got a lot of worms hanging out here in my drip pan too, so I'm just going to move them up. And you can see I don't have any water in my drip pan because you really shouldn't have drain off if you're feeding the right amount of foods. So all I'm going to do is take this third, or the bottom tray. I'm going to put the second tray at the bottom, the first tray in the middle, and what was the third tray, the bottom tray, and I'm going to put it at the top. And I'm just going to leave the lid off the bin for about 3 or 4 days, and with the lid being off and with some indirect sunlight or maybe a lamp sitting next to the bin, the worms will go down into the next tray, and then it's already harvested for you and you can go ahead and use your castings. So I hope that helped you today learn how to know when it's time to harvest your worm castings from your worm bin.